Imagine you're walking through a forest and you encounter a stream in your path. If the stream is a small trickle, you can easily step across it and keep walking. However, if it's a rushing brook several feet across, you'll probably have to back up to make a running leap. Without the backward steps, you would never be able to generate the momentum necessary to successfully make it across. The same is true for motivation. The bigger the challenge, the further we need to back up to make sure our running leap is a success. When an individual is working toward a goal, we tend to only view forward motion as progress and everything else as avoidance, procrastination, maybe even laziness. But what if all the distractions, diversions, and even social media scrolling were a necessary part of the process? What if those are actually a part of backing up to prepare for the running leap toward a big challenge? Imagine, instead of a stream you need to cross, there's a daunting project you have to complete. Even though we can clearly see how someone backing up to take a running leap across a stream is both necessary and productive, it's harder to have that clarity when people need to take a psychological running leap. However, when faced with a task we know we can't immediately achieve, we also need to back up, right? To do what it takes to prepare ourselves. Some of those things might be gathering information, finding collaborators, mastering new skills. Other important ways to back up include experiences that bolster your confidence and your self-trust. You wouldn't jump if you thought you were going to land right in the water. So if you're trying to complete a difficult task and you find yourself procrastinating by cleaning or checking your phone, look for how those diversions build up your sense of confidence. Completing finite, manageable tasks like laundry helps you feel capable. So does experiencing a victory, even a small one, in a video game. My preferred backing up method is social media. This fulfills my psychological need for relatedness. It reminds me that I have inherent worth and that people love me, even if I'm currently feeling stupid because I'm struggling with something. Now, some people might worry this mindset is self-indulgent. They may believe they will only be productive if they're hard on themselves. But what actually happens when you guilt trip yourself like that is that you're playing into the old way of thinking, that your actions are genuinely not productive, maybe even that you're self-sabotaging. Unfortunately, those beliefs decrease your self-trust. And if you don't trust yourself, you're going to have to back up even further to make sure you can make the leap. You can see how it's a vicious cycle. Whereas viewing your behaviors through the lens of the running leap allows you to intentionally enjoy those activities without guilt, making them that much more effective. With this perspective, you can procrastinate purposefully and trust yourself as you do whatever you need to prepare to take that running leap toward whatever challenge you're facing. For example, you could choose a video game where you know you can have a victory in a relatively short amount of time. For me, I put parameters around my social media. I catch up with one group chat instead of just aimlessly scrolling with no endpoint. You can also bring this perspective into leadership. Imagine you're managing a team and someone just seems to be constantly off task. Instead of assuming that they're unmotivated or lazy, use the lens of the running leap. Assuming they are motivated and working toward the goal, how is what they're doing actually backing up to take a running leap? For example, maybe they spend more time socializing than strategizing on the company Slack. How is that working for them? How is it building the resources they need to meet the challenge at hand? Maybe they're feeling undervalued and worried about their standing as a group member, and connecting socially is a way for them to alleviate that concern. If that's true, how can you as a leader support them in fostering the sense of belongingness they so clearly need? You can ask yourself these questions anytime you're wondering how to motivate employees or yourself. What are they already doing, and how is it working for them? How can you support employees in fostering the skills and the self-trust they need to feel confident in pursuing their goals moving forward? Because that is leadership reimagined.